Our time machine has gracefully landed in the Stone Age. It's easy to spot the filthy rich of this time period. Chubby in winter, healed injuries, and good teeth. That means you have steady sources of food and the fire is always burning. Our rich friend might have a parka made from reindeer or mammoth hide, stitched tight with sinew and packed with hundreds of beads. These beads were high fashion in this age. Each bead is hours of work. Necklaces mix local bone with far-traveled amber, shells, and obsidian. Proof of trade routes reaching far past this valley. In these days, the equivalent to a mansion was having a dependable shelter. In the cold plains, this meant big hide tents or mammoth bone frames packed with sod. In forests, the driest rock shelters or maybe small wooden structures with storage pits close by. Dogs, where domesticated, sleep by the camp and guard them as they sleep. They didn't have video games or other gadgets. They had tools, straight spears, sharp blades, thin needles for making clothing, and harpoons for heavy fish. During feasts, we can see that the wealthiest in the tribe are usually the elders, shamans, or big hunters. They get the first cuts. During this era, whether someone was rich or poor depended on whether their survival needs were being met. Oops, sorry about that. We've arrived at our second stop, ancient Egypt. This is the Bronze Age. The year is 1250 BCE. The first smooth-sided pyramid was already built over 1250 years before this. Later, we'll take a quick detour and check that out. But first, unlike the Stone Age, the wealthy of this era have separated themselves from the rest of the community. They live in luxurious villas made of mud bricks. Some of them even have gardens with pools. They're not traveling very far when they're hungry, since they've got a bakery on site. Not to mention, their storerooms are stacked to the rafters. The rich control trade. They export grain while importing copper and tin. Their team of artisans and metal workers create merchandise and then it's shipped out. Now we'll take a peek into the bed. Okay, my bad. We'll try a different one. As I was saying, we'll take a peek into the bedroom where we can see the wealth in the details. The bed frame is made of cedar from faraway land. They've got gold-plated decorations everywhere. Their linen is cool in the heat. Some even had pools of water with drains for bathing. Before we leave, as promised, Seneferu's Red Pyramid at Dashur. There we go. Shoot. 100 AD, ancient Rome. Welcome to the classical era. Here, the life of the wealthy has gotten even more luxurious. In the city, they have beautiful homes with magnificent peristyle gardens, fully staffed kitchens and running water, enslaved staff to cover their every need. They feast every night for dinner. On the game days, they're sitting in prime seats for whatever's happening in the Colosseum. They've got rings and necklaces to go along with brightly colored linen and wool. There's many ways to make money in this era. While this man sells his wine, this one owns apartment blocks. When the hustle and bustle of the city is too much, they travel by private carriages to their villa in the countryside. These weren't too far from the city though. Really, they're the original suburbs. Further out into the country is their large vineyard estate with hundreds of slaves. This was a new age. Loans, marble pillars, landlords, entertainment arenas. This era brought us a taste of what wealth was going to look like for many years to come. Finally, we've done it. 1250 AD, Paris, France. Time to take a stroll through the Middle Ages. If you've been wondering where the castles are, you're in luck. The nobility live in massive stone castles equipped with gatehouses, huge halls, a chapel, kitchens, cellars, and heated chambers. Servants for anything you could think of. When they want to visit the city, they stay in their luxurious townhouse. This is rich. These guys own a ton of land and the peasants pay them fees to live on it. They also pay fees to use any of their equipment, things like mills and ovens. Maybe they've got a few bridges on their land as well. That'll be a fee for every crossing. Someone wants to hunt or fish on their land? You guessed it, fees. The nobility owned it all. You basically had to pay fees to breathe nobility air. The people did revolt sometimes, but the nobles had their own mini armies. They had the usual: beautiful, bright colored linens, silks and wools, gold-plated decorations, you name it. Now, off to our next destination. This is Florence, Italy. The year is 1480. Welcome to the Renaissance. Here we step inside the lives of the banker elite. They live in beautiful urban palazzi. The most famous is Palazzo Medici, which still stands today. In summer, they escape to countryside villas. As we've seen, the filthy rich love a secluded retreat. These bankers make money from loans, money transfers, deposits, and currency exchange. They don't just deal with ordinary citizens. They finance princes, governments, and wars. And they handle church revenues. Their connections touch every part of society, and that gives them leverage. They have house managers, accountants for their finances, tutors for their children, cooks in the kitchen, and more. If it isn't about making money, someone else handles it. They also collect and commission art. Many of the greatest artists are active in this era. Leonardo da Vinci hits his stride soon, and Michelangelo will do the same a couple of decades later. The rich keep these artists busy with chapels, altarpieces, and pieces of their homes. Being rich in the Renaissance gives you a cushy life, but your power isn't global. It's mostly Italian and European. Our next stop changes that. Ships ride this river to the Atlantic and return with cargo from far-off lands. It's 1570. This is the age of exploration. Trade is exploding, shipbuilding is booming, and Europe's elites push to claim and exploit lands new to them for resources. Among the most powerful here are the Cargadores a Indias, authorized merchant shippers. Through Seville, under the crown's Casa de la Contracción, trade to and from the Americas is legally routed. They finance voyages and expeditions, load ships, insure voyages, lend money, unload returning goods, and sell them, helping run one of the biggest trading operations of the time. Unlike feudal lords, their power isn't based on land ownership. It's based on controlling ships, paperwork, and information. They're not rich because they were born into it. They're rich because they claw their way into the right positions. They have servants, influence, beautiful clothing, and mansions, but they're not the castle nobles we just saw. They're a more hands-on, deal-making kind of rich. Many aren't accepted as true nobles despite their power, although some buy titles or marry into nobility. They work hard for their money, but it's not a bad life. Now, we're off to an era defined by reason. We've safely landed in 1750 Paris, the age of Enlightenment. Here we focus on the Fermiers Généraux, the ultra-rich tax farmers. They live in grand hotel particuliers with private chapels, gardens, and gilded salons. They make money by leasing from the crown the right to collect indirect taxes on salt, tobacco, customs, and more. They advance a lump sum to the king, then profit on what they collect. Their network fights smuggling, runs checkpoints, and moves cash across Europe. They keep house stewards, chefs, valets, ladies' maids, coachmen, and footmen. They've got private tutors and accountants on site. They dress in embroidered silk coats, lace cuffs, powdered wigs, and jeweled snuff boxes. Their wives wear wide skirts and shimmering fabrics. They spend their free time funding salons and sponsoring artists and scientists. They command huge local power. because the monarchy needs their money. Their reach is continental through credit and trade, but their real leverage sits in Paris and Versailles. But everything is about to change. London, 1851. You guessed it, the Industrial Revolution. We finally got the first railway magnates, directors, promoters, and financiers of the new iron roads. They live in beautiful townhouses with gaslit drawing rooms, bell pulls for servants, and in the best houses, early indoor plumbing. On weekends, they retreat to country estates now only hours away by rail. They make money by raising capital, laying track, and moving coal, cotton, grain, and people. Freight contracts, passenger fares, and land deals turn into fortunes. Their households run with butlers, housekeepers, cooks, footmen, grooms, and maids. Clerks, solicitors, and brokers are at the ready in their offices in the city. They wear black frock coats, crisp shirts, waistcoats, and top hats. Meanwhile, their wives are in silk gowns with bell-shaped skirts. They lunch at clubs, dine amid coal fire warmth, and tour the Crystal Palace to shop for new machines. Their local power runs through parliament seats and city boards. Their global power flows through London finance, which funds railways and trade far beyond Britain. Next stop, a new century and a new kind of rich. This is New York City. The year is 1955. Welcome to the 20th century. Here we zero in on the white shoe investment bankers. They live in Park Avenue and Fifth Avenue co-ops, summer in the Hamptons or Connecticut, and glide through mahogany paneled clubs. They make money by underwriting stocks and bonds, advising mergers, and placing securities for America's giant companies. They're pulling all of the strings behind America's business boom. Millions of dollars controlled by their fingertips. Their homes run on housekeepers, nannies, and a chauffeur. At their offices, they've got partners, associates, and clerks. The associates will do whatever the executives ask, no matter how insane. Days start downtown on Wall Street, end at 21 Club or a Broadway premiere. They wear dark gray flannel suits, white shirts, silk ties, cufflinks, and felt hats. Wives host formal dinners and charity balls. Weekends mean golf and sailing. Their local power sits in New York finance and politics, but they've got their hands on the entire globe as the US dollar continues to dominate. We've arrived in present day. We're in Los Angeles, the heart of Western civilization's entertainment industry. Here we lock onto the creator CEOs, hybrids of influencer, producer, and brand owner. They live in Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Hidden Hills, Malibu, high walls, privacy hedges, cameras, and a home studio tucked beside the theater and gym. They make money through ads and sponsorships, merch and memberships, licensing, production companies, and equity stakes in startups they promote. This is the new rich. Households run with an estate manager, assistants, editor, filmmaker crew, publicists, stylists, trainer, chef, nannies, and security. They're basically their own entertainment studio. They wear athleisure meets luxury, designer sneakers, hoodies over watches that cost a car, red carpets one night, studio hoodies the next. Cars alternate between EVs and supercars. They're not the most filthy rich in the modern era, but they're a type of wealthy elite that haven't existed in any other era. Decades ago, none of this existed. Time will only tell what the next version of the wealthy elite looks like.